It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Would you be my neighbor? I'm going in on it today, just talking about regular stuff. But y'all know I'm still COVID mature. That's what I call it. You know what COVID mature means for me? It means after you've laid in the bed and almost died, you have the opportunity for the rest of your life to say how you feel and to feel how you want to feel and live your life. Some people wasn't real sick. Did you get sick, Duncan? Duncan, his skin don't even crack. Little youngster over there. Then I got my man here. Did you get sick during COVID?
I live with a nurse, not at all.
Turn that off for me, huh?
I live with a nurse, not at all.
Well, you don't just live with her. Y'all be in the bed every night together. Sleep together, wake up together, take pictures together, because you married her. My baby. I got a lot to talk about today. And I got a lot and I got nothing. You see. Guess how much I weigh, Mark? Remember I was almost 200 pounds?
Yes.
Don't say I wasn't. Remember I was?
You were, what, 160?
You a story on this 2 days from Sunday. Dude, I was almost 180 pounds.
Oh, no, you weren't. Stop.
I really was. I was 178.5.
No,
Can I tell y'all what I weighed in today?
Oh, you asked me to guess.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
155.
You make me sick. No. 163. Oh. Those not doing carbs? Now.
Watch out, three-piece suits.
The vest is back. I just don't wear three-piece suits in the summer.
Right.
Now, my son had on one yesterday. He made me hot just looking at him. The boy had on the outer, the inner. It was hot.
That's a lot.
But I can wear my vest. Hopefully, by the time it starts getting chilly again and I want to put back on my vest, I can still, really, I can't show this, but these pants a little big. I had to go all the way to the end of the loop.
Oh, that's it. That's
And let me say this in case you see me. Monique was going to go out at 1 o'clock this morning to get me some French fries. Because we were watching something on TV and then French fries came up like that. And I was like, I want some French fries. You know what this girl said? You want me to go get them, babe?
That's love.
I ain't telling y'all no story. That's true. That's just, it is. And I was like, nah, I'm all right. Carolyn, I don't believe it. Duncan gonna say it because y'all can't hear him. Duncan said Carolyn would have gave me a tap and said that's nice. I doubt it. So I am not religious about no carbs, but I am trying my best. But when I want a piece of bread, I get me a piece of bread. Or like today, I'm gonna have some fish, and I don't want baked fish. I want some fried fish.
Help us.
So I am not the guy who's, you know how when people stop eating meat and they'll be like, I don't eat meat. Or people stop eating whatever. I don't do this. Or I drink a lot of water. I don't want to hear that all the time. So I'm not that guy, but I am thankful. And I was on my bike last night from 9 to 11. So
Merle said, I noticed that on Sunday you had your shirt tucked in.
Come on, Merle. Come on, Merle. People notice. I haven't tucked my shirt in a long time because I had to let it hang over the fat.
Oh, trust me, as a fat boy, I know.
Well, I was a fat boy. And I'm just going to tell the truth. Sometimes, that's the song. I couldn't button my pants. So I ordered from Amazon these things that pull it together, and then I just made sure my shirt was out. What's up? I'm telling it all because I'm 56 and I lived through COVID. I'm 56 and I lived through COVID. You 59? Yeah. All right, go ahead, 59. I'm going to talk about, in a few minutes, let everybody know. I'm going to be talking about India Walton and the story that the Buffalo News did. Should have let her know. The story. And hopefully Monique will get here because Monique brought it into perspective for me. Mm-hmm. Some things I don't know. People lie and say that I was in a gang. I ain't never been in no gang. I used to shoot dice. I don't even know how to shoot dice to this moment. Now, I will tell you what I do, but what I don't do, I'm going to tell you that too. So we're going to talk about the perspective of how Monique, hopefully she's coming. I don't know. I thought she was already here. Where she saw the article and how she brought it in perspective. We'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about the right to know law that we just passed, not unanimously, but by a majority of the council that we wrote.
Yes.
Based on community input.
Absolutely.
It's not fair to take the credit for what you didn't start. That's what politicians sometimes do. Like, I wrote the, no, I didn't. I listened to the community, but it's the council who has to write the law, like Carriel's law that I authored. Because it had to be from me. So you got people out there, no, Tink Tink, you can't do that without the council. So and I'm going to talk about what the right to know law is and to stop receipts. And people out there, like police officers who are saying, this is bad, maybe because you want to be bad, and now you're going to have a level of accountability.
Absolutely.
And this came from black lawyers.
Sure did.
Who often have to represent black people. So I ain't mad that you're mad. I'm disappointed that you're mad about accountability, because that means you want to keep doing what the heck you want to do. If anybody say they ain't doing nothing, carriers. I mean, it's a whole list. Don't we have a whole list of laws that we have authored since last summer that now brings greater accountability, and we're not done yet. Going to talk about that, and also going to talk about a little bit the $300 million coming to Buffalo. I was with Murray yesterday over at Stop the Violence.
Okay.
So I walked up to Murray. I said, "Did you get your $6 million yet?" He was like, "Nah, bruh, because we know it's got to come through the council." And I was like, "Cool," because what I didn't want is for these brothers and sisters who I love and I love what they're doing, for it to be out there like Pridgen don't want y'all to have the money. I'm gonna say it for the 88th time. Take this clip.
Yep.
Pridgen all in, always been all in. Matter of fact, Pridgen was the first one to get them money from the city. When I saw receipts, Licurdo getting money for the arts, like out of the budget. He was just like, "Oh, I ain't voting for this unless I get money for the arts." The next year, when the budget came up, I was like, "I'm doing the same thing." I'm like, "Yo, I want money for Stop the Violence." Yep. And it has continued my entire time on the council. Does Pridgen want them to have money? You daggone Skippy. I just don't want to be pigeonholed. Brian calling me. He must not know I got a show. I'm going to put him on blast. Council member, don't say anything bad because I'm on the radio, okay? Hold on. I'm like really live for real on the radio. Oh, dang, Mark, you know I don't know how to do this. I just lost him. Hold on. No, I didn't. Brian, council member Brian Bowman. I'm on the radio from 12 to 1 every Friday, so now you're on the radio.
All right, good timing. Hey, Council President, how are you, sir?
Good. I'll call you afterward, but I want to commend you on the work you're doing in the Lovejoy District.
Oh, thank you, Council President. I was calling to give you some updates on our education committee. You know, we got our education committee next Tuesday, so that's a good word to get out there. And we're just doing some things.
Next Tuesday, what time, Brian?
11 a.m. And it's a hybrid, so you could be on Zoom or in council chambers. All
right. Brian Bowman, the council member from the Lovejoy District, who came in doing the work.
Sure did.
And we appreciate you. I'll call you at 1.
All right, thank you.
Okay. I mean, he really did.
Absolutely.
And he's not trying to be Rich Fontana, who, by the way, we just gave his gold badge to, the first gold badge of the council.
Awesome ceremony.
To Rich Fontana and to David Franzak.
Yep.
Who these guys taught me a lot. Like, Councilmember Franzak and I were in 2 different political circles. But when I say this man taught me a lot about the independence of the council, he slapped me down my first couple weeks. Because I came in like, well, I'm going to do this, and we're going to connect to the administration. And when he started talking about that charter and what the charter means and the independence, he taught me. What's up?
How's it going today?
Good. I saw you on the news.
Did I make you proud?
You always make me proud. First of all, I'm proud of you because I love you, number one. But I'm proud of you about your life. I'm proud of you of what you're doing as a black man in America. I'm proud of you that you're a branch manager of a bank. They let you watch money and trust you with money because you're trustworthy. But what I saw on the news the other day about this basketball tournament, young man who was funeralized from here.
Yes.
DJ
Shay.
Shay was funeralized from this church. I was out of town. Unfortunately, I couldn't attend. I heard it was fabulous.
Yes.
The only time we had a plexiglass casket in this church. Matter of fact, they sent me pictures of it because I was away. You're doing a basketball tournament. I saw other people there, Mo, other people. Who you doing this with? Who put this together?
Actually, I'm be honest. I put this together along with the rapper Conway the Machine and Shay's son Dominic.
Which I think is wonderful to have people of that stature and who are known now across the country, if not the world, who do not abandon the 716.
Yes.
Who are proud of the 716. Why this tournament? Tell them what it is, first of all.
We're doing a 3-on-3 basketball tournament in memory of DJ Shay. If anybody know me, they know me and Shay was like brothers growing up, you know, from kids to when he passed away.
Yeah.
And I thought of a great way to honor him is to honor my city at the same time. So I love basketball. Then I know with me being in banking, these pop-up shop things are huge to get these small businesses out here.
So small businesses are going to be there too?
Yes.
I missed all that.
Yeah, I have a pop-up shop with over 20 businesses out there right now, and they're still calling me.
So wait a minute. So this event is happening when?
August 14th at McCarthy Park.
And people can still be a part of the pop-up shop?
Pop-up shop and the tournament. And the basketball tournament, Conway Machine is giving away $7,500 to the winner.
Whoa.
And
can I ask you something? I see one of my best friends in my life, Councilmember Rashid Wyatt, on here.
Yes.
As a sponsor.
Yes.
What I got a question. I just got a question, Mark. I'm going to ask you. Wasn't the funeral here?
Yes.
Why wasn't I asked?
I don't know.
Well, let me say this.
I'm glad that this ain't a billboard and so it can be changed, right, Duncan?
It's definitely Mr. Dennis Wilson. I get him on the phone right now.
Yeah, I need to go under Rashid though, because I'm
gonna make that happen.
Because if he was first, I know how to be last. I can go all the way to the bottom. Matter of fact, I can go under Howard Johnson.
You know what, Bishop? I'm gonna make that happen. I'm gonna make that happen.
We talk about how much that's gonna cost me after. No, we ain't got to say it on air.
I'm gonna tell you all I need.
What?
Tables and chairs.
Okay, you put me down.
Got you.
Why are you doing this?
I love Shay.
Yeah.
But the memory of Shay needs to live on. Like I look at these festivals in Buffalo, I look at the Juneteenth, I look at Allentown, I look at Pine Grill. I wanted to start something where we can remember him every single year. I have over 10 DJs coming to do a DJ set that day.
Wow.
Yes. I have Rashad Howard running it.
Yeah.
I have 10 DJs, coming up there to do a 30-minute set.
Wow.
To pay homage to him.
Bro, that's big. And I'm thankful. And the young people who will be involved,
yes,
for me is the biggest thing, is to have as many activities in our city that engages young people. As we talk about the violence, and I got my whole take on that. But at the end of the day, it's about young people too, because the tournament is for what age group?
We did 18 and up because it's a cash prize.
Yeah.
You can't pay a high school student. But Aaron Hayes is bringing the female Western New York All-Stars.
Yeah.
And I will have a ladies game where I'm giving trophies and medals to the winner of that game.
So women can play?
Yes.
You shouldn't let Monique hear that, because she crosses Mo.
No.
She tears. I got pictures of her just Mo in the picture, Mo Badger, like the when my wife showed up. Now she did tear her ACL, right? Is it the ACL something?
Well,
playing basketball this summer.
Hyperextended her.
Hyper. He knows all those phrases because he a coach. Anyway.
Well, I also had the same injury, so I know.
You did. So she hyperextended playing basketball this summer. So she might not be able to get in that. But next year, when everything is healed, she can get in that.
And next year, I'm going to do it a little bit different next year. Like this year, I wanted 50 teams, and I wanted a ladies' game. Next year, I'm going to take it back to the essence when I grew up at Grace Tabernacle and we had to play against Open Door number 4 and things of that nature. So next year, I will be involved in all the churches to come out and get a team. Oh, yeah, I remember those days.
Do you all have 50 teams?
Right now, I am up to 25, and the phones are still ringing.
Dang, True Bethel probably need a team out there. Yeah, I think I got to talk to Dave.
I was going to say, I'll call our organizer.
Call Dave, because, we got all these trophies in the back. I don't know if you know that. We have taken everything.
I remember when I first threw the basketball tournament at the Juneteenth, and True Bethel left with the big trophy.
True Bethel don't. Let me tell you. You say whatever you want to. When True Bethel in, we in. Like, we in.
I got to tell you, I go to the best church in America.
I agree. I love True Bethel Baptist Church. Now, some people like, I want to go, I want to, pastors, I don't want to do nothing but come here and retire when it's over and let somebody younger than me and with new ideas come take my place. Like, that's the ideal thing, is that you do your work to the point where you don't have to do your work. This is what I think happens with the older generation. They think they have to continue doing something for the rest of their life.
Yes.
And my mentor, God rest his soul, Dr. Whitted, when Dr. Whitted left St. Luke, and in the Methodist church, you are moved by the bishop. It ain't like here where the church vote for you. No, whatever the bishop, like the Catholic Church, the bishop's in. And he no longer wanted to stay at St. Luke. And I'm like, why? St. Luke is doing well. He said to me, whenever I'm burying more people than I'm baptizing, it's time to move on. Because that means I'm putting them away, but I'm not bringing them in.
Right.
And he went to North Carolina. He became presiding elder over North Carolina, over Jamaica, bought houses and apartment buildings. And I remember Monique and I went to visit him when he wasn't in a nursing home. He was in a assisted living facility where there were chandeliers, where they went into a big room to eat, and like not like smelly nursing home, like Mr. Whitted, how are you? And then you go into his apartment that had a piano, and that's what I'm talking about. That's how you live well.
Right. Mm-hmm. That's where I first worked.
Did you really? This place,
it cost like $500,000 a year.
Yeah, it was one of those kind of. Everybody had cars.
Yep.
And you went into his apartment with the piano and all that, and he lived like that until he died. That's what I want. Thank you for being with us. I'm getting ready to get to the subjects. I think Duncan ready to come in. You ready to come in?
I got to go feed the staff, so go ahead and
go feed that staff, huh? You just crashed? Yeah. Come on.
Duncan, come on over here, man. One more thing before I go.
I don't know where my wife is.
Talk to my staff.
The camera shut.
Oh, yeah. You didn't block the camera.
He came and talked to my staff bishop. He did a tremendous job.
Well, that's because that's what he does.
And guess what I played this morning?
What?
I played Bishop Pridgen.
I love you, boy.
Hey, I love you.
Tell my girl I said, hey.
She's going to say, tell my pastor dad hello.
That's what she says, Pastor Dad. Pastor Dad. I love her. So let's get at this. In the meeting yesterday about the violence with Kathy Hochul, a lot of money being thrown that way right now. I welcome it. The biggest piece I welcome is this youth employment piece, but I keep saying to everybody, it has to be more than just giving money. Because I ain't going to tell you no story. I was a little agitated driving in today. And this is why. I keep hearing people say, I'm not going to say a race of people or religion. I'm going to say like this, new Americans. Mm-hmm. And people saying they moving into our neighborhood and they doing this.
Had a lady on the phone yesterday said the same thing.
And they doing that. I got them in my neighborhood too. And can I tell you something? I think people need to stop being mad about new Americans coming in and doing what we should be doing instead of the foolishness that we have allowed, perpetuated, and then you're going to be mad at somebody else for, let's learn the lessons, for coming here with almost nothing. And I remember the lie I heard so much about different people who own stores, and they say they don't have to pay taxes. That's a lie.
It's big.
I'm in government. I know for a fact they have to pay every fee, every tax. Now, are there some people that use the system and switch stores over? Yep, sure do. But they're within the law.
Right.
Do they go back to their hometown and pass the store on to somebody new?
Sure do.
We've been told that. What I'm going to do about that? It's not against the law. For you to make your money, come on in. You can go in front of the camera. I told you. For you to make your money, right? Put that up to you. You good. I'll put her on another mic. Okay. For you to make your money, you taking it back to your home place. How I'm going to be mad about that?
Right.
How can I be mad about you buying houses with your money and having multiple families sometime live in a house? How can I be mad about that?
You want to know what my favorite line the woman on the phone said to me yesterday? How can y'all let this happen?
How can you really got a call yesterday? Now we haven't even discussed what I was going to talk about.
Legitimately was on the phone with a woman, and she owns multiple properties.
Yeah.
And she said, "How can the city let this happen? They're just running over our community."
What?
And I said, "Well, how can the city stop private sales?" I said, "If they knock on
These
somebody,
ain't city houses.
right?" I said, "If they knock on somebody's door and say I give you 10,000, and the person sells it, the city can't do anything about that."
What?
And the city also can't help if they come to auction and paying 3 times as much as everybody else.
Absolutely. I mean, what you thinking, Duncan? Pull that mic up.
I wanted to say something about that. When I was I learned a valuable lesson when I was running for office.
Yeah.
I was on the west side going down Lafayette. And these beautiful homes.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm like, dang, one day,
Yeah.
that's gonna be us, right?
Yeah.
And I would go to, knock on the door, give them, sign the petition, all of that, and I saw 8 doorbells. And I'm like, wait, what? I look back at my list, it's like 9 or 10 voters that live in this one house. And I'm like, what they do is they take these huge houses and they chop them up and make them into 4 or 5 family homes. So we look at it like, oh my God, that's like a $6 million house. But to them, they paying a little bit more than we paying for a normal house on the East, but they working together is the point. And so
Yes,
that idea of like, we just got this thing, we can't work with nobody. Why we ain't letting our sister and our 2 sisters live with us and just stack our money until we all ready to?
It's called cooperative economics. What we all talk about during Kwanzaa, but oftentimes don't live it. When I see we using and they're not a sponsor of the show, but I'm going to say it. We're now using a black-owned flower company at this church because we order a lot of flowers. Once we found her, I think she's on, is that on Fillmore?
The one right here on Fillmore.
Yeah. Once we found them and we ordered our first flower, and the flower was double the size of what we were getting, even if it wasn't. If it was exactly the size, if it was a little size smaller, I want my money to go as much as possible to people who look like me. Our builder for the expansion, a black man, a who knows what he's doing. So when you talk about, and I can't believe, Mark, that we got a call yesterday about how can we let us do it.
Can I say one more
Go
thing?
ahead.
Pastor?
No, go ahead. Come on.
Yes,
You know how
2
we-
days ago, I had a meeting over at Northland, right at the restaurant there. And I went and talked to the staff. I used to work there. I used to come on the show. And I'm
Yes.
like, Northland, this is great.
Yeah.
And you remember how many community leaders, community activists
I'm with you.
was saying Northland ain't no good. It ain't gonna work. They drug testing the kids to get an education. They ain't gonna get no jobs, right? They were saying all of this. Now they done graduated like over 200 people walking into jobs
Yeah.
making 40,000 or more. Some people got multiple jobs. Some people making 80,000 or more. People going to other states, right? So it's like, so what's happening? People from Ellicottville coming to send their kids to Northland. People from all the surrounding counties and,
Yep.
and areas, because they sent. So we, instead of tearing our own stuff down, we got to take advantage when we got opportunity. So we gonna get mad that somebody else, it's 30 kids from Ellicottville. They don't come apply to Northland. When they come from these suburbs and stuff and these rural areas, they don't come in like, I want to apply. They parents bring them. They stay there at 8. They get there at 8:30 and they stay till 5. They do the TABE test, the application, the
bring Duncan's
transcript.
mic down in my ear because because you're passionate, but I want you to keep going.
No, but I'm saying, so it's like what you were saying about the new Americans. Like, we can't be mad that other people
Yes.
are taking advantage, and instead of us, not only are we not taking advantage, we're tearing down the opportunity.
So you just said something that as I was driving in, and I see a house over on Kerr, off of Kerr. All of the women are outside, like 3 women, doing the garden. The kids are playing. They didn't grow up over here, trust me. All right? And I'm like, you don't know nothing about their community. Mm-hmm. They not on Facebook dogging each other. They ain't doing memes of each other. You know what they doing? They're grinding. They're worshiping. They are working. They're raising their family. And they ain't raising hell. So our worship may not be the same, but I got to respect their lifestyle.
Absolutely.
Because they don't have a newspaper within their community where they dog each other and write articles about each other. They not on the radio doing all that. Nah, you know what they doing? Working. You know what they're doing? Buying a store, buying houses, and if people don't like it, first of all, that's jealousy. Buy you a doggone house. Put your money to work for you. But whoever called, and I ain't know this again, but whoever called talking about why we? Mm-hmm. No, let's talk about we. And let's talk about the destruction we do to one another and how we like to share that mess. Let me say this. I'm just going to be straight up. I'm going to all the points. Because we like to accuse, we like gossip. Now, I'm going to say this. The Buffalo News did an article, and I'm okay with that because it is what it is. You run for public office, you get scrutinized. When I saw the article, I'm like, wow, like, for real? Like, and this ain't about no endorsement for nobody. This is just real talk. So some people will run with that and go, well, that person shouldn't be mayor because, and you had a different take on it, Monique, and it was an article, and it's out there, so I'm going to talk about it, about the Democratic mayoral nominee. Well, no, she is, India Walton. And it was about a boyfriend and about his past. Mm-hmm. And we were talking about it. What did you say?
That's how Breonna Taylor got shot.
What? By the boyfriend
and his. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And no, bro. This is how Lovely Warren is going through.
Yep.
Because of her husband, she ain't even with. But Lovely Warren, I love Lovely Warren. I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
Hard-working woman, and I pray she don't lose her law degree behind it. Mm-hmm. But you said something. Let you weigh in about India, and I said I hope this don't hurt. Like this shouldn't. It's unfortunate.
Well, I was saying, like, that's not new. That isn't something heartbreaking to the hood. That's normal. Like
in the hood.
Yeah, like where you have people, but we don't know. I don't remember which point that I said, to be honest.
Just what you just said.
But
you were like, I grew up around.
Yeah, like people coming in and out, or like or when she said her house was an open door. I had a grandmother like that. You know, where people were always, if they weren't in the house, they were on the porch. If she cooked, it was just random. You don't know who would have stopped by. And Tani is like that, where anybody could just come over, and there were always sleepovers. There was always traffic. So we can't take that in there. I mean, for me, in my perspective, I'm like, well, I wouldn't have thought of that. I just said, well, that's who over there all the time.
I think for some people it's gonna help. I think it's going to help her for some people.
Yeah, that was my take.
That's what she said.
Yeah, and because of, I didn't want, like, the more that there's bashing, I think more people will be like, well, wait a minute. This is all I know and see. So this is bad? I think,
and everybody knows you came, I mean, not everybody, but you're very open that you came up in Lakeville.
In Lakeville, yes.
So you've seen that.
Yes, my entire life. So it's different for me. I think of how would a person that grew up in certain cultural things that are culturally normal for me. So when they make it a big deal, it's like, as a person who grew up there, you feel away too, because it's like, so that's what you feel about me.
You almost get defensive.
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you talking about me.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
You talking about my cousin and them.
right, right.
Exactly, because I think anybody who is African living in America has somebody in your family
Right.
who done been through some stuff. Now we got, and I'm not going to take it all the way back because I don't feel like drilling down to systemic racism and why we at the place we are now. But at the end of the day, we know that racism has a lot to do with it. So, like, we not stunned at it. We're not like, I don't think most people were like, oh my God. And again, this ain't no endorsement. This ain't, I'm just standing up for people of color.
Yeah.
And so let me get to some of these comments because I'm not agitated. I think that at 56, it's time to teach without being afraid of the repercussions, to be able to say to our people, let's get it, man. You got rental assistance out here right now and people moving in the middle of the night and you don't have to. If you qualify for rental assistance, they going back a year. I was in a meeting yesterday with Bureau. Yesterday, we can't get the money out the door. They've got literally millions of dollars. So if you don't teach people that, okay, right now you can't be evicted, but that ain't gonna last always. And you're gonna have your behind out on the corner with nothing and trying to go get an apartment now, it ain't like back in the day. Back in the day, you just go to a small landlord and, oh yes, I like how you look. And they give you an apartment. Not now, bro. They doing background checks, credit checks, going to your last landlord. So if you moved out in the middle of the night, and so here, I'm all wound up, and I want to make sure I'm clear. So now you can't get anything except a raggedy house. And then you say, why y'all letting other people do this? Why y'all? No, you can't get nothing but a raggedy house because you left the last house that was decent and you was like, I ain't paying the rent. Now you go to another place and they like, well, I got to call your last landlord. Now you say, oh no, we had rats and they wouldn't get rid of them, or we had roaches, or okay, but there's still a legal responsibility. I'm only trying to help. I ain't dogging nobody.
It's as little as teaching us to get ahead of the situation. So
Absolutely.
now would be the time to look for rental assistance, not the day before you have to get out.
Absolutely.
So priorities. Also in our community, we need to learn delayed gratification.
Absolutely.
And not just everything is entertainment. No, sometimes you have to stay in. No, sometimes you just have to grind and keep your head down and then you come out. I think those things, because it boils down to stuff like that, waiting to the last minute. And that's with little things, even with me. Like I learned getting up a little earlier. Now my kids are happier because now we're not rushing. Now I'm not rushing them. And though I can get ready at a certain time, so it's all of these little lifestyle changes.
That's a tough one too, though. I gotta be
What's
real.
that?
That delayed gratification.
Come on.
Oh, absolutely.
Listen,
I don't like it.
I struggle with that. So I thank God that when me and Carolyn got married, we were looking to get a house and stuff. But my credit was so terrible. We couldn't use my credit as part of how we got the house that we got. My income was amazing. Right, if we put the income together, we would have been on Lafayette. Right, we could have been there. But because my credit was trash, because instant gratification, credit cards in college.
So come on, let's get to it. How did you mess up your credit?
Let's start. The first time they got me, they had free pizzas if you sign up for a credit card
Shut
on
up,
college
Duncan.
campus.
Shut up.
They said, sign up for this credit card. You don't got to use it. You get free pizza. I'm like, jackpot. Let's go, y'all. Me and all my friends. So
you hungry in college and poor.
So that's number one. Then they got me at the mall. I was at the mall. I wanted to buy some jewelry. It was like, man, it's real expensive. I was at whatever the jewelry store. They was like, oh, we got finance. I'm like, oh, let's get it. Let's go. So I got the $500 necklace. You know, I'm 22. I'm like, let's go. Then, of course, I'm paying the minimum on the credit card. Then one, it's like, I got it. Pay next, and before you know it, that's over. That's just, you just like ignoring their phone calls. I mean, just like stuff like that, then I got my car early when I got out the basic training. As soon as I got back from basic training, I had like 10 G's. I said, I'm going to get a car. Let's go. So I got like a nice $30,000 car. And of course, I'm late on payment.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
Just tore it up.
But the reason I wanted you to say it is because we don't really talk about where we failed or like where we needed to adjust.
No, because bad decisions and failures.
I've said this before, and it's not about bragging. I'm thankful to God that I learned some lessons early. I got my first credit card was at Gordon's jewelry store. My mother had to co-sign for me, and she said to me, "This is the first and last time I'm ever going to sign for you. You mess this up, it's on you, because I'm not doing it again," right? I've never again, 56 years old, thank the Lord, needed any co-signer. I've never gone into a car dealer, and I'm saying this again, I want people to understand this ain't bragging. I'm trying to teach what I learned. So you can be mad at me because I can pay my bills, but what you just said, now we want to go out of the country soon. We can afford to go. But when we look at the price, oh no,
we can do this.
She said last night, I could put my toes out right outside in the backyard. That don't matter, right? So we sacrifice to get there. We have to teach, and part of teaching is being transparent.
It's so important.
Yes,
what you teach. You know, we learned so much in high school, except that. So now you free. Now I can do my homework when I want to. I can eat what I want. I'm just gonna wild out, and then there's free money because that's what you think,
free.
Right?
Right.
But no, so my mother hid cards from me. I didn't know that they were sending credit cards to the house.
Yep.
My mother, I got my first credit because I found it.
Yep.
I found the first thing, and I was like, "Oh, cool! You're gonna give me $300."
So Carolyn, what she does because she don't want the lessons. She don't want our kids to have to learn by experience.
Yeah.
So she put our daughter's name on her credit cards.
Wow.
So every time she makes a payment, it builds my daughter's credit, even though she's only 12.
Wow.
So she only 12, and when she get ready,
But here's life
her credit
lessons.
score gonna be
Come on.
780 off the jump.
Dunk. That's
and she
a
ain't
life
never
lesson.
even touched the credit card.
And Duncan,
That's a life lesson.
Duncan is absolutely right. So my second and third job were both with Delaware's largest credit card companies.
Yeah.
Discover Bank and MBNA. And literally, I remember when I was at Discover, took a call from a customer, and he's just like, "Hey, I'm adding my second son to my account." So I'm putting in all the information, and I'm like, "Okay, are we sending out cards?" And he was like, "No." I was like,
Wow.
"Huh." So I'm like, "Okay, what's the date of birth, this, that, and the other?" And the boy was like 11.
Wow.
And he literally said, "This is so that his high school graduation present,
Yeah.
I could take him to the dealership and he can get his own car for college."
Yo,
That makes so much
That's
sense
teaching.
because I remember being like working at Bank of America,
Right.
and I'm 21, and there are other women
bring
who
her mic down in my ear.
are
My
21
monitor must be
too,
loud. Yep.
or 23, and they're buying that I went to Windermere with.
Yep.
And her and her husband, a couple of them, they're buying their first house, and I'm sitting there like, I am trying to pay for my Langfield apartment. How did you? I don't have any credit. I'm 21 years old. I can't even get a bucket car. I have to get it with, how? That makes sense. Their parents did those things. They saved, they taught them what to do. And then they did things like that so that they were set up.
Yeah.
And so I think that's something that now that you said that, Duncan,
Yep.
I'm like,
But that's
what are we
teaching.
teaching?
That's
Like what
teaching.
my kids don't. Now they'll work for the money,
Right.
But we haven't talked about payments or
Yep.
anything like that. But now I'm glad we had this conversation
Listen to
because
that.
I'm gonna say that to them at 14 because I got 4 years before they start sending him stuff.
Right.
So I'm glad that we had that conversation.
This is really important. And so let me read some of the Facebook posts. Janique Curry says New York State and the federal government are not missing any taxes, no matter who you are. When we talk about other people and their businesses, she is totally right. And she worked for the state. I know for a fact there is no waiver of taxes because of your ethnicity.
Now, it should
Except,
be.
no, except Native Americans, those who were here first, who their land got stole, and they should. They shouldn't have to pay. Veronica Ivy, and neither should African Americans who were brought here enslaved.
That was nice.
Veronica Ivy said, just as the unity was taught and modeled to them, division and hatred was taught and modeled to
Wow.
us.
Absolutely.
And now we have to teach a different way.
Yeah.
Because one of the points I was making, you see a news report, you see somebody arrested, and it's like in our community, ooh, I want to say this. Anybody in this room, anybody listening can be accused of something tomorrow.
At any given time.
At any given time. I don't laugh at it. I don't pass it around. I don't try to dig into it because to me, that means you don't have a lot to do. Anybody can be accused of anything. You do not see the other community that people are complaining about, and I'm not in their community. What I do know, I'm going to say it again. Scam likely. Who else just got a scam likely? You did?
Me.
I got a scam likely from Southampton, Pennsylvania. Southampton, Pennsylvania. You don't see them perpetuating that nonsense.
Not outside of their community.
Not outside. Maybe in. I'm sure they got their stuff. But you don't know it. I don't know it.
Sure don't.
They don't have Kwanzaa. And still, they're practicing cooperative economics.
Yep.
We have Kwanzaa, and some people sitting in Kwanzaa won't Kwanzaa. Veronica Ivy said, no, that's the truth. That's the truth. It's like, I ain't going there because that's division. Nadina Powell clapping. Donna Latham put in Veronica Hemphill Nichols' name. I'm not sure what that is.
She probably tagged her.
Oh, okay.
to see if it
Janique Curry. Lovely Warren is absolutely. Why did I read Janique Curry like I didn't know who it was? Like Janique Curry. Lovely Warren is absolutely lovely and is a strong woman facing a difficult situation, but that doesn't discount the fabulous job she has done as mayor.
Yes.
And I agree.
Yes.
Veronica Ivy says exactly, and use the tools that are given to us like Tim Tom
She meant TikTok.
to educate ourselves. I agree.
Yo,
And learn instead, go ahead,
Listen.
of pure entertainment.
all right, listen. My kids be on TikTok.
Yep.
All right, and I saw because children are on it, you think that it's stupid.
Yep.
Like it's just some kiddie little thing.
Like
okay?
we used to think about Facebook.
Correct, or Vine or something
Right.
like that. TikTok is full of information. Like they have a teacher TikTok where they teach kids stuff to music. They have stuff about social justice. It is unbelievable.
Yeah.
The information,
Side hustles.
the side hustles, hacks for credit, for housing. It's one of those things where you just won't get it until you spend 30, 40 minutes on there, and then you be like, I didn't know that. And then you click on a page, and they got a bunch of stuff you didn't know that's helpful for you. How to fix a car, how to do this. Oh, your tire flat. Boom, and they got a cute way to show you. Listen, I know people are like, oh, that's just some get on there for a little bit. It's got some stupid kid stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
But there's also information, debates, discussions about race and justice. I
thought it was only like little quick clips.
it's
became a little longer.
30 seconds to a minute.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
I'm going to look at it.
Listen,
I'm going to look at it. TikTok.
I think
Go ahead.
I think that will be your new, like, I feel like you would like that much better than any other social media as far as how you do those quick sermons. I don't
Right.
when not sermons, but you would have like a quick word for a
Well,
minute.
because I want to record something today about the rental assist. Did we get that information, Mark? The phone number or something where they
Yeah,
can
I
get
got the flyer right.
All right. So, and I wanted to do something where it was quick. Like, I don't want to be like, and you need to
and
pay
you
your
can
rent.
edit,
It was like, boom,
so
boom,
it just
boom.
goes in and out to each thing. And
But are many people on TikTok who would see?
biggest
no,
social-
but
it's
here's
the
the
biggest
thing:
social network
they
in the
put it
world.
because they put their TikToks on their Instagram. They put their TikToks on their
Facebook,
and it all
everything.
goes. So you link it, but it all goes to your following back to TikTok.
Got it.
But people don't have to have a TikTok to see your TikTok. You can post it to other videos.
Learning.
I learned so much stuff on there, bro. Man.
Carolyn Lane says the government has given so many benefits this year and still giving money. There's no excuse for most people who use it wisely. And then she says TikTok. Katrina Martin Bardot says, what about the reporting by investigative posts where they criticize Brown's campaign donations while not doing the same thing to white politicians that have the same donors? What about the racist derogatory means used to define and describe black politicians? We have a problem that is not exclusive to the Walton campaign.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. We were just talking
we were
about
just
that.
bringing up hers, but I agree.
Yes.
Katrina, I agree. And I've seen, and because she's put it out there publicly, her support for the mayor. And to me, why that ain't a bad thing. People should be able to support whoever the hell they want to, and it not be like you gonna go after their entire character because of who they are supporting. Like,
Right.
who does this? I'm gonna ask the question and I'm gonna answer it. Who taught us to be that hateful? Who taught us about to be that hateful?
Oh, where do we start?
I mean, do you
It
want
goes
to
all the way
go
back
back
to
to
us
Africa?
coming here.
But okay.
Go
No,
ahead.
that was
Everybody
it.
keep going.
So when I train people, one of those things, the reason that is because people have ego issues. And people think ego means narcissist or confident or arrogant. No, ego means that you tie who you are to external things. So people connect who they are to their opinion. So if I support candidate A and you support candidate B, now if we are connected to our opinions, that means I hate you.
Wow.
Because you not supporting my candidate means you don't support me.
Wow,
It
come
mean
on,
you
come
got
on.
an issue with me.
Come on.
Right? So if somebody says, if somebody walks around and says, I support Trump, we all look at them like we can't stand it. We don't even
Right.
care what they got to say.
Right.
But that's because we're connected to our political belief. So if you do that, yeah, if you support this candidate, I support this candidate, we hating each other because we can. But if you let that go, like, oh, you support tacos and I support burgers, and okay, we debate about it. Like, I really, really like tacos. Right? Like, tacos are amazing, right? But then we walk away because we're not connected to that, right?
Yeah.
And also, I think then what we do, instead of saying you don't like burgers and I like tacos and all that, then we get other people who hate what we. So now let's attack him because he doesn't. So it's not just that we keep it with ourselves. Now we got to get a whole bunch of people.
Get a lynch mob. You know what I'm saying? Like, can you believe Pridgen eat tacos? Like, Pridgen eat tacos. His granddaddy probably ate tacos. I got a picture of him with a burger right now. I got a meme. Let me spend 3 hours to make a graphic of him eating a taco out of my life.
Then you get the people who like, I like tacos, but it's the sauce that he put on it that ain't right.
Yeah.
And so it just
continues. I always knew he liked. I be in church. And I could tell he liked tacos, right? And that because we so connected to our opinion.
Oh,
It's
my gosh,
it's okay to
this
have
show.
an opinion, but who you are is not your opinion.
Absolutely. Veronica Ivy says, yes, teaching is key. Let's not write it off as an inherited character flaw.
Yeah.
It is about teaching. It is about let's teach our people and all people, but especially our people, a better way of living.
Yeah.
And it not be that you're a sellout because you're saying to people, fix your credit. It's not you're a sellout because you're saying clean up your neighborhood. It's not that you're a sellout because you outside putting out flowers. It don't make you a sellout. It makes you a responsible person. Veronica Ivy is cracking up. Katrina Martin Bordeaux. I probably say her name wrong every time. She says, lovely Warren with exclamation points. Veronica says they talk about finances, stocks, and recipes. Exactly. Ashley Jones says, I use TikTok for cooking recipes. Really?
I'm telling you.
Jordan made a cake, a grandbaby Jordan. So she made a cake using Oreos, and I think you put a little milk in it, and then you put it in the microwave for 2 minutes, and it comes out like a cake.
And she got that from TikTok, or she put it on
She
TikTok?
got it from TikTok, and then posted it. Craig said she posted it on Facebook. I didn't see it yet. But he told me
Veronica
about it.
says, talking about TikTok, it's more suitable for this generation where our attention span is shorter.
And it's less hate on there. So
Yeah, see, I don't want to. That's why I don't do the Facebook stuff. That's just ridiculous.
And so even if somebody hate on you on TikTok, like, so you say, oh, housing law
Right.
something, right? And just say people in the comments, people ain't even reading the comments all like that. So it's not like this
Yeah.
viral, all these people are commenting. It ain't that type of vibe.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like people gonna come on there, show a little love, or come on there and
Yeah.
say their opinion. But the comments not part of it. Like Facebook,
Yeah.
as soon as you go there, you like, oh, 64
You look at the comments before
Right.
the video.
TikTok, you don't really even
Y'all
care.
talking in here today. Janique says life insurance for your children is the other way you build wealth. LaShawn Chen, yes, it's ridiculous. We pay for, and I think she was responding, and are often required to have insurance on everything, our cell phones, cars. This is a deep post.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. We pay for and are often required to have insurance on everything, our cell phone, cars, homes, jewelry, health. However, you may never file a claim on any of those, but the one thing you are going to do is die. Leaving a legacy for your family is essential to building wealth. Come on, y'all.
You know what?
Talk about this.
That is a big deal, and I think that even when we talk about reparations talks and what does that include, just thinking of that
Right.
where if you're an African American and something happens to your parent or something happens to you, that would be a great thing that we get life insurance, like how Native Americans have, tax free. That would be something really great if African American families get a certain amount of life insurance just for being African American.
But without to that post, whoever just said that, I say we don't even need the reparation version of life insurance. We could build our whole and transform the whole East Side in what, Mark, 70 years? The whole East Side of Buffalo could be transformed in 70 years if we just everybody got life insurance.
Y'all bring up a good point, because people who got the stimulus money, if when we talked about wise things to use it for, I don't think that came up, and it may have, but about life insurance and
Delayed gratification.
delayed gratification.
Can you break
Get
that
it?
down, Pastor, though, so people understand like why life insurance can build the wealth like that?
Because life insurance is supposed to replace the income and provide for the lifestyle of a family or a person after the person is gone.
Right. No, you giving that smart answer. You know, you super educated. I need you to break
not.
it. You get
No, you break it down there.
You get $400,000 of life insurance. You might pay just say $30, $40 a month.
Yes.
Okay. You die. Your kids get $400,000.
Absolutely.
And if you're
They
under
pay
30,
off your house.
$20 a month.
They
Yes.
pay off your house. They go buy another house for one of the other siblings. They buy a building to rent
If they are
out.
taught that.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you get 400,000 and you
You
start
buy
flying your
Maseratis.
friends to Dubai and buying Maseratis and
Big facts.
Lamborghinis, or buying house. Like this is what we got to think about when you talk about buying house. People are like, I'm going to buy this big house. When you buy the big house, you got big taxes.
Big bills.
And can you afford to keep that big house
Absolutely.
that you have taxes on?
Pastor.
Because at the end of the day, that big house we have on Northampton, we pay big taxes. And if you can't afford to keep that, it's not about buying stuff. But if we're not taught that, and you get that 400,000, oh, me and the boys going to Dubai, and we wilding out, and we going wherever we want to go, right? So that's why I think it's important. What?
You and the boys.
No, I'm saying that's what people would say.
Oh, I thought you meant my kids. I was like, wait.
Oh no!
You spending my life insurance.
I'm gonna tell you why not your kids.
He like,
Because your kids charge me for everything.
Oh yeah, they'll be like, you could come, Papa, but
But
you're gonna have
Papa,
to carry your own
yeah,
hotel.
and Papa, I washed the car $5.
Yes.
Well, he asked for $15.
Yeah,
and I told him
'cause
I could
they
go up to the
overcharged me.
thing
I ain't gonna tell you
for
what I
$7.
paid.
But I'm teaching them that because I don't want to just hand out money.
Yeah.
I want you to earn it.
Yes, that is a backfire move.
I want you to get it.
Cause
Right.
So I've been teaching that to my daughter Destiny, that like I tell her I don't do work for free. Okay, I will volunteer and help people and
Yeah.
do stuff.
Yeah.
But if you want me to do hours of work,
Yeah.
I gotta get paid, and I
Yeah.
gotta get paid a lot. Okay, and so now she had heard me say it enough times. I'll be like, Destiny, I need you to help me package these books. I got 100 books. Help me sign and package them. She'd be like $30.
Ooh.
I'll be like,
Do you negotiate now?
yeah, try. I'll
Yeah.
be like, because I got stuff to do. I don't got time to
I don't
always
know.
do
Daughters
it.
are
I'm like,
tricky. I only know sons. Daughters, I think I wouldn't be
I'll be
able
like,
to.
I come at her with like, okay, how about $10? $10? Oh no, it's over. She walk away. I'm like, you gonna leave the negotiating table?
This the difference of kids who got $1 from the Tooth Fairy and those who got $5. from the Tooth
Patricia,
Fairy.
Pastor Patricia Buford says, my parents paid for life insurance like they paid a bill monthly.
Absolutely.
Generational wealth, get life insurance. And I've said it before, I've said it in church. The reason I bring in life insurance companies, because then when people pass, the family don't have money. And then you get mad at the church because the church won't pay what we have provided. I'd rather somebody call me, true story, who is an active member. So 80 of y'all don't be calling talking about he said he'd pay my life insurance. You're an active member here, you hit hard times. I'd rather help you pay your life insurance than help you pay your light bill. That's true story. Because there's help out here for these bills. And by the way, are you or someone you know among thousands that face eviction or unable to pay rent? And I asked them to change. They're changing this flyer because it's boring and it doesn't. No visual.
Get help.
As a part of the Stand Up Buffalo initiative, the City of Buffalo Urban Renewal Agency is expanding its supportive services to households facing eviction. Call. Here's the number, folks. 211. It's that simple.
It's on the screen too.
Call 211 for rental assistance, and I promise them I'm going to push this. You don't have to leave in the middle of the night. You don't have to leave in the middle of the night. You don't have to wait until they evict you. They go back a year almost if you qualify. Like, come on, folks. 211 to learn. If you're not sure whether Learn. If you're not in the place where you were living and you skipped out, call and pay that landlord off because it's going to affect you in your life. Janique says, yes, Veronica, whole life in Universal. Yep, and I had to learn that. My man, Sam Radford the third, that would work in theory, but in practice, when people acquire wealth or an influx of money, they move off of the east side.
I agree with that.
They do. Many people do. And sometimes I can't blame them.
That's the dream.
When you
Like,
talk
growing
about
from the hood.
education for your kids, when you talk about different things,
I stayed.
You stayed.
I'm on that
still
Go ahead,
last street.
Duncan.
I'm on the last street on the east side, baby. I'm still on the east side, though.
I'm just gonna
ahead.
say this though. I seen your house, bro. You ain't roughing it. You ain't roughing it. There's a real brick on the front of that house.
I'm around the corner from your homeboy. I be seeing Councilman Wyatt when I'm going for my
Yeah,
son.
and when we come over in the neighborhood, it's like, is this
like,
really
dang,
Buffalo?
we
And that's not
respect
a bad thing, though. That's not a bad thing. But I agree with Sam. A lot of you know what I enjoy about living on Northampton? Yesterday, I got out of the car and I had on my tie, my briefcase in my hand. Little boy was waiting on the corner who must wait for his brother to get off the bus. And when he walks past, he always turns around and go, hi, sir. I want him to see. I want him to see a person who looks like him,
Yeah.
who goes to work every day. That's important. And I ain't slinging no drugs. I promise you. I ain't selling no liquor. I ain't doing none of that.
Lord.
Pay your rent.
Options.
Pay your rent. Tashelle Jamison says, not to mention the money it takes to maintain and clean these big houses. Well, we know about that because we
Honey.
dust all day.
Listen.
But that was our dream, was to buy and to that was our dream, and God bless us with it. Gina Gibbs and going to see Dr. Miami to fix body parts.
You know
Gina,
Help us.
junk in the trunk.
Now y'all leave
Junk in the
Dr.
trunk.
Miami alone.
She's
Be
right.
making dreams come
But that's the
true,
point.
okay?
She is really right. If at the end of the day, if we're not building wealth and all we're doing is building body, then what are we doing? Unless you're using your body
Wow.
to
Help
get
us.
wealth.
Help
Come
us.
on.
That's because people. The reason they doing that is because people telling these women, you got to look like this.
And I'm not body shaming, and I'm not going against it.
Yeah.
I really am not. What I'm
Whatever works
saying
for you.
is you got to do it in perspective.
Holistic
So don't take
approach.
all of your money and go to Dr. Miami and you can't pay your rent or make sure your children are right. And if you can do that, do what you want to. Do what you want to. I mean, I didn't got muscle enhancements. I got a booty lift. I got
You can't say
You
that.
I'm just
you
playing.
Quit playing.
I know they're gonna have me with my booty out.
They
There's
have
a
a
new
meme,
meme
they
on
got
Monday.
I don't give a flip. Hobson's the doctor of dry cleaning,
Ooh, my
874 East Duffin. I was about to say in your hour of need.
You were.
No,
Well,
in your
and when
hour
you
of
need
need, call
something
Brian K. Lewis Funeral Home, 347 Peckham, 2528 Bailey, 1275 Sycamore. Brian K. Lewis Funeral Home, Buffalo. I love you so much. Thank you for listening. Thank you for my Facebook audience and everybody. Patricia Buford, I'm going to give you the last word. She says, avoid becoming homeless. Come on. Thanks for stopping in, crashing the party. You always welcome. Until next week, power to the people.